Moonfall. So in Moonfall, the world stands on the brink of annihilation when a mysterious force knocks the Earth from its orbit and sends it hurtling toward a collision course with Earth. With only weeks before impact, NASA executive Joe Fowler, played by Halle Berry, teams up with a man from her past, played by Patrick Wilson, and a conspiracy theorist, John Bradley, from an for an impossible mission into space to save humanity. All right, so jumping into this, I have a lot of negatives. My cons outweighs the pros, the positives of about this film. Let's just get the negatives out of the way before I jump into the positives. There's just so much scientific and mathematical explanation and exposition. Like, the dialogue is, let's just say, it's not the best. It's something that needs to be worked on. I get it. These actors are reading from a script. These characters are speaking lines from the script, from the movie. I get it, I understand, but there are better ways to explain something instead of, like, it's just, that's what it is. That's what it is. This entire movie is just these characters explaining this, explaining that. What is this? Oh, it's this, and it's that. It's just so much explaining and explaining and explaining. It's filled. It's all over this film. All right, so that's a huge, huge issue I have with this film, and it damages, my feelings for it. Another thing is that, I get it. This is a movie. And in a movie, we got to have our characters. We have to have them have a family. And then we have to have, like, some kind of bond. We have to bond and relate to these characters. We have to get attached to these characters so that we can get to know them better, so that we get to love them more. I get it. I understand. But I just really don't care. When I went into this movie, when we went into this movie, we didn't come in looking for, relationships and all that. We came here to watch a fucking disaster movie, and that's what we got. A lot of disasters, both critically. A lot of disasters, both critically and literally in the movie. But yeah, so that's what we got. All right, that's what we came here for. We came here for the movie, for the plot. And so, yeah. And let's see here. Actually, I think those are my two biggest issues with the film. Yeah, so those are my two biggest issues with the film. So much exposition, so much explaining, and then and then it's just, it's not that I don't like it, but I just don't. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind, these characters, having, sitting down and, just talking to their, Patrick, I almost said Stewart. I'm getting my Patricks all mixed up. Patrick Wilson, him and his son, and then Halle Berry with his ex-husband and his, like, little son, little boy, little son. I get it. I actually like their relationships more than John Bradley, because we barely got to spend time with him and his sick mother who's suffering from Alzheimer's. But yeah, I just really didn't care about the relationships, and the human aspect of it. You know what I mean. So yeah, I will say this: the positives. The one big thing that I will give this movie, actually the two big thing I will give this movie, and the first one is pretty obvious. I mean, I'm not very familiar with John Bradley, But this is my first time getting to know him as this is my first time getting exposed to him as an actor. I didn't think he was good. I didn't think he was good. Um, but this is my first time getting exposed to him. But of course, Halle Berry and Patrick Wilson, they're amazing. They are extraordinary. Of course, obviously they're amazing. I love Patrick Wilson. I love Halle Berry. Um, she hasn't aged a day. These celebrities, I swear to God, all of these celebrities, they're aging and, they're growing older and older, but they still look somehow attractive. What are they taking? The fountain of youth. But anyway, they delivered, Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, they delivered um, some very good emotional performances. I will say this. Another negative, I just remembered. Another issue I have with the film is the humor. And it's mostly from John Bradley's character. Yeah, I felt like the humor was like misplaced. This is just my opinion. In my opinion, I felt like the humor was misplaced, and it's not that it's awkward. The humor didn't come out as awkward. It's just, I didn't feel like this is the right time. Okay, I didn't feel like this is the right time for us to make a joke. I felt like the jokes fell flat, like every single one of them. Maybe only one. I can remember only one joke that I thought wasn't. I didn't laugh at, I didn't chuckle or smile, but I thought to myself in my mind that joke wasn't bad. But that was it. All the other humor and jokes, attempts failed completely. Failed. But yeah, that's another problem I have with the film. And then there is something that happens. There is something that happens after, like at the back half, like near the end of the film, where there's like a huge revelation. The plot reveals something, and and don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it. But the plot reveals something that I did not expect. Like I went into this movie. I walked into this movie expecting a disaster movie. I got it, and it visually looked amazing, as a disaster movie. Actually, looking it up, it's actually pretty expensive. It was shot in Montreal on a 146 million production budget, making it one of the most, and make a note about this, making it one of the most expensive independently produced films of all time. Let that sink in. That is huge. That is crazy. And that is great. That is crazy, But yeah, I mean, visually it looks great. So I walked into this movie. So going back to what I just said, before I interrupted myself, I walked into this movie expecting a disaster movie, and at the end of near the end of the movie, like I said, the plot revealed something, and I was like, whoa, I did not expect this. But yeah, you know what I mean once you've seen the movie. But anyway, that's all I have to say for Moonfall. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my review. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I will see all of you lovely people really soon.